Hello and welcome back to GoldenWellGuide, the podcast that accompanies you on your journey to golden age health. I'll be with you today to explore the secrets to living happier, healthier, and with more quality in every day. Friends, when we think of aging, we often think of the visible changes to our bodies, the wrinkles, the gray hair, but there's a quieter change, one that profoundly affects our health and independence: the decline of muscle mass. This condition, known in medicine as sarcopenia, not only makes us weaker but also brings a cascade of consequences, such as reduced mobility, an increased risk of falls, a weakened immune system, and it even impacts our metabolism. Many of us are often advised to eat eggs to supplement our protein intake and fight this muscle loss. And eggs, undeniably, are a good source of protein. But did you know that in our rich world of food, there are protein champions that are even more outstanding than eggs, offering incredible benefits for the muscle health of older adults? In today's podcast episode, titled "The Power of Protein: Fueling Your Golden Years for Strength and Vitality," we will dive deep into the importance of protein for seniors. And most excitingly, we'll reveal a list of 10 superfoods packed with protein, powerful guardians that will help you maintain strength, flexibility, and an active, independent life. Let's begin this journey of discovery with GoldenWellGuide right now. Part 1. Understanding the silent thief of muscle, sarcopenia. Before we explore these wonderful protein sources, it's crucial to understand the enemy we're facing: sarcopenia. It might sound like a complex medical term, but it actually describes a very familiar process: the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength due to aging. This isn't a unique problem. According to studies, after the age of 30, we begin to lose about 3 to 8% of our muscle mass per decade. This rate accelerates even more rapidly after age 60. This means that without intervention, an 80-year-old person could have lost up to 50% of their muscle mass compared to when they were young. Imagine our body as a country, and our muscular system is the army that protects that country. When we're young, this army is strong, well-equipped, and always ready for battle. But as we age, if it's not invested in, reinforced, and trained, this army will gradually weaken, and its numbers will dwindle. That is sarcopenia. So why is muscle loss so dangerous? Why is a weakened army such a disaster? Let's delve into each consequence. First, a decline in mobility and independence. Imagine the story of a 70-year-old man. Let's call him Bob, who used to love gardening. In the past, he could easily bend down to pull weeds and carry heavy watering cans for hours. But gradually, he noticed that standing up after squatting became more difficult. The watering cans seemed heavier. He tired more quickly and no longer felt the joy of tending to his garden. That is sarcopenia, eroding his strength. Simple daily tasks like walking, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or even opening a tight jar become challenging. This slowly wears away our autonomy and forces us to depend on others. Second, an increased risk of falls and fractures. Weak muscles, especially in the legs and core, reduce our ability to maintain balance. Muscles are like strong guide wires that keep our body stable. When these wires become loose and weak, the body is like a building with a shaky foundation, easily swayed. A small slip on a wet bathroom floor or a misstep on the sidewalk can lead to a fall. And for an older adult, a fall is not just a painful incident. It can cause serious injuries like a hip fracture, an event that can completely change a person's life, leading to surgery, bed rest, and a host of dangerous complications. Third, a slower metabolism. Muscles are the body's most effective calorie-burning engines. Even when we are at rest, each pound of muscle burns significantly more calories than a pound of fat. When muscle mass declines, our metabolic engine slows down. This means the body burns fewer calories, leading to the easy accumulation of excess calories as fat, especially visceral fat, the dangerous type of fat that surrounds the organs in our abdomen. A vicious cycle begins. Muscle loss leads to a slower metabolism, which leads to fat gain, which in turn increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and other health problems. Fourth, a weakened immune system. This is a lesser known aspect. Did you know that muscles act as a reservoir of amino acids, the essential building blocks for creating immune cells, antibodies, and other critical signaling molecules? When the body is stressed by infection or illness, it mobilizes amino acids from the muscles to create a strong immune army. If this reservoir is depleted due to sarcopenia, our defense system weakens. We become more susceptible to colds, flu, and other infections, and the recovery time from illness is longer. So, what is the root cause of this condition? And why do older adults need more protein? The answer lies in a concept called anabolic resistance. Imagine the process of building muscle is like building a brick wall. The amino acids from the protein we eat are the bricks, and in our bodies, we have a construction crew responsible for taking those bricks and building the muscle wall. In a young person, this construction crew is very sharp and efficient. Just a moderate supply of bricks, protein, is enough to get them working diligently to build and repair the wall. But as we age, this construction crew seems to become lazier and hard of hearing. They no longer respond as quickly to the signal that new bricks have arrived. This is the phenomenon of anabolic resistance. To wake this crew up and urge them to work, we need to supply a larger quantity of higher quality bricks, and we have to deliver them decisively. In other words, older adults need a higher dose of protein in each meal to effectively trigger the muscle building process. Dr. Douglas Patton Jones, a leading expert on aging and muscle health from the University of Texas Medical Branch, explained it this way: the aging body is less efficient at processing protein. The muscle building signal from protein is blunted. Therefore, to overcome this resistance and stimulate muscle growth, they need to consume a larger, more concentrated dose of protein at each meal, rather than nibbling on it throughout the day. This is why just eating until you're full is not enough. We need a smart nutritional strategy, one focused on providing enough high-quality protein, spread effectively throughout our daily meals. And that's exactly why we're here today, to explore the most superior sources of protein, the best bricks to rebuild and fortify our muscle wall. Part 2. Beyond the egg, the top 10 protein superfoods for your golden years. We often consider the egg the gold standard for protein. And rightly so. A large egg contains about 6 grams of high-quality protein. But today, GoldenWellGuide will introduce you to 10 true champions. Foods that not only have a superior protein content but also offer a multitude of other health benefits. Let's count them down. 1. Greek yogurt, the guardian of gut and muscle. Protein content: approximately 10.3 grams of protein per 100 grams. Starting our list is a familiar but powerful name, Greek yogurt. Compared to regular yogurt, Greek yogurt has nearly double the protein content. The secret lies in its processing. It's strained more thoroughly, typically 3 times, to remove the liquid whey and lactose. This process not only creates a thick, creamy texture but also concentrates the precious protein, which is primarily casein, a slow-digesting protein that provides a sustained supply of amino acids to the muscles. But the benefits of Greek yogurt don't stop at protein. It's also a fantastic source of probiotics, beneficial live bacteria. Imagine your gut as a garden. Probiotics are the diligent gardeners who help balance the ecosystem, kill off weeds, harmful bacteria, and make the soil, your intestinal lining, more fertile. A healthy digestive system, a well-tended garden, not only helps us absorb nutrients from food better, including protein, but also plays a pivotal role in regulating the immune system. About 70% of our immune system resides in our gut, so taking care of your gut is taking care of your overall health. A 2020 study published in the British Journal of Nutrition showed that older adults who consumed protein-rich yogurt daily in combination with resistance training showed significant improvements in muscle mass and strength compared to the group that only trained. This demonstrates that the combination of bricks, protein, and construction stimulus, exercise, is the golden formula for muscle health. Tips for use. Choose wisely. Look for plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. Many flavored yogurts contain a staggering amount of sugar, which can counteract your health efforts. Power breakfast. Start your day with a bowl of Greek yogurt, mixed with a handful of berries, strawberries, blueberries, for antioxidants, and sprinkled with a tablespoon of nuts, almonds, walnuts, for healthy fats and fiber. Creative cooking. Use Greek yogurt as a substitute for sour cream or mayonnaise in dips and salad dressings to boost protein content and cut down on saturated fat. It can also be used as a tenderizer in marinades for meat. 2. Cooked chickpeas, the comprehensive plant powerhouse. Protein content. Approximately 11.2 grams of protein per 100 grams. Next on our list are chickpeas, a true gem of the plant world. With an impressive protein content, chickpeas are a fantastic alternative to animal protein, especially for those looking to reduce their red meat consumption. What makes chickpeas so special is the perfect combination of protein and soluble fiber. Imagine soluble fiber as a sponge moving through your digestive tract. It absorbs water, forming a soft gel that slows down digestion. This provides two major benefits. First, it helps you feel full longer, aiding in weight management. Second, it slows the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, helping to stabilize blood sugar levels, a critically important factor for people at risk of or living with diabetes. Furthermore, fiber is food for the good bacteria in our gut, helping them thrive and produce beneficial compounds like short-chain fatty acids, which have anti-inflammatory effects and protect the intestinal wall. A 2021 meta-analysis published in the journal Advances in Nutrition concluded that increased consumption of legumes, including chickpeas, is associated with a reduced risk of cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. Moreover, plant-based proteins like those from chickpeas also help reduce inflammation in the body, a contributing factor to aging and muscle loss. Tips for use. Classic hummus. Make delicious hummus at home by blending cooked chickpeas with a little olive oil, garlic, lemon juice, and tahini, sesame paste. This dip is not only tasty but also incredibly nutritious, perfect for dipping vegetables like carrots and cucumbers or spreading on whole wheat bread. Salad booster. Add a handful of chickpeas to your green salad to transform it from a side dish into a filling and complete meal. Crispy snack. Instead of potato chips, try roasting chickpeas. After boiling, drain them. Toss with a little olive oil and your favorite spices, paprika, garlic powder, cumin, and then bake in the oven or air fryer until crispy. 3. Cooked quinoa, the mother of all grains. Protein content. Approximately 14 grams of protein per 100 grams. Hailed as Chisaya Mama, or the mother of all grains, by the ancient Incas. Quinoa has been cultivated and revered for thousands of years in the Andes Mountains of South America. It's not actually a grain, but the seed of a plant from the amaranth family, related to beets and spinach. The most unique feature of quinoa is that it provides a complete protein. Let's go back to our wall building analogy. To build a sturdy wall, the construction crew needs a full set of 9 special types of bricks, called essential amino acids. Most plant-based protein sources are missing 1 or 2 of these special bricks. But quinoa is different. It contains all 9. Just like protein from meat, fish, and eggs, this is an incredibly valuable quality. Among these amino acids, the lysine content in quinoa is particularly high. Lysine is not only crucial for repairing and building muscle tissue but also helps the body absorb calcium more effectively, playing a dual role in protecting both muscles and bones. Additionally, quinoa has a low glycemic index, low GI, meaning it doesn't cause a rapid spike in blood sugar after eating. It is also naturally gluten-free, making it an excellent choice for people with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity. Quinoa is also rich in antioxidants like quercetin and camphorol, which have anti-inflammatory, antiviral, and anti-cancer effects. A 2022 study in the Journals of Gerontology showed that older adults who added quinoa to their daily diet increased their leg strength by 9% in just 8 weeks. Tips for use. Cook it right. Before cooking, rinse quinoa thoroughly under running water to remove the natural, bitter-tasting coating called saponin. The common cooking ratio is 1 part quinoa to 2 parts water, or broth. Rice substitute. Use quinoa as a side dish instead of white rice. It has a pleasant, slightly nutty flavor and a firmer texture than rice. Perfect breakfast. Cook quinoa into a porridge with milk or a plant-based alternative. Add a little cinnamon, nuts, and chopped fruit for a warm, nutritious breakfast. Patty base. Cooked quinoa can be mixed with an egg and spices to form vegetarian patties, which can then be pan-fried until golden brown. 4. Pumpkin seeds. A mineral treasure chest for muscles. Protein content. Approximately 19 grams of protein per 100 grams. Don't underestimate these tiny pumpkin seeds that we often discard after carving a pumpkin. They are an extremely concentrated source of plant-based protein, but the secret weapon of pumpkin seeds lies in their abundance of minerals, the essential, spare parts that keep the muscle machine running smoothly. Magnesium. The body's spark plug. Pumpkin seeds are one of the best natural sources of magnesium. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body. Think of magnesium as the spark plug in a motorcycle. Without the spark plug to ignite the fuel, the engine can't run. Similarly, without magnesium, muscles can't contract and relax properly. Protein synthesis stalls, and energy isn't produced efficiently. Magnesium deficiency can lead to muscle cramps, spasms, and chronic fatigue. Zinc. The immune system's guardian. Zinc is essential for a healthy immune system. It helps immune cells develop and function correctly. Zinc also plays a crucial role in wound healing and maintaining our sense of smell and taste. Iron. The oxygen transporter. Iron is the central component of hemoglobin in red blood cells, which is responsible for transporting oxygen from the lungs to every corner of the body, including the muscles. Without enough iron, muscles become suffocated, leading to feelings of weakness and shortness of breath. Tryptophan. A dose for sleep. Pumpkin seeds also contain tryptophan, an amino acid the body converts into serotonin and then into melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. A good night's sleep is the golden time for the body to repair and regenerate muscle tissue. Therefore, eating pumpkin seeds isn't just about getting protein. It's about supplying a complete toolkit for muscles to function, recover, and grow. Tips for use. Smart snacking. Roast pumpkin seeds with a little salt or other spices for a crunchy, delicious, and nutritious snack. Versatile topping. Sprinkle shelled pumpkin seeds, pepitas on salads, soups, stir-fries, or yogurt to add texture and nutrition. Make seed butter. Blend pumpkin seeds in a high-powered blender until smooth to create a delicious pumpkin seed butter to spread on toast. 5. Tempeh. The fermented power of soy. Protein content. Approximately 20 grams of protein per 100 grams. Tempeh is a unique product from Indonesia, a gift from Javanese cuisine. It is made by fermenting whole soybeans with a type of mold called Rhizopus oligosporus. This mold grows, binding the soybeans together into a firm, cake-like block with a nutty, mushroomy, and earthy flavor. This fermentation process is the key to tempeh's superiority. Increased absorption. The Rhizopus mold produces enzymes that break down phytic acid, a natural compound in soybeans that can inhibit the absorption of minerals like iron, zinc, and calcium. Thanks to this, The nutrients in tempeh become more bioavailable, meaning our bodies can absorb and use them much more easily. Digestive support. Fermentation also helps to break down some of the complex proteins and carbohydrates in soybeans, making tempeh easier to digest than other non-fermented soy products and minimizing bloating. A source of prebiotics. The fungal filaments in tempeh act as prebiotics, which are food for the beneficial bacteria, probiotics, in our gut, contributing to a healthy digestive system. Like quinoa, tempeh is also a complete protein source. It is particularly rich in leucine, the amino acid considered the main switch that turns on the muscle building process, the mTOR pathway. Getting enough leucine in a meal is a critical factor for stimulating muscle protein synthesis, especially in older adults. Tips for use. The bitter, optional. Some people find tempeh has a slightly bitter taste. You can steam the tempeh for a few minutes before cooking to remove this flavor. Marinate and pan fry. Tempeh absorbs marinades very well. Try slicing it, marinating it in soy sauce, maple syrup, garlic, and ginger for about 30 minutes, and then pan frying it until golden brown and crispy. Ground meat substitute. Crumble tempeh and use it as a substitute for ground meat in dishes like spaghetti sauce, tacos, chili, or as a filling for spring rolls or patties. Its texture is perfect for these types of dishes. 6. Spirulina, the micronutrient factory. Protein content. Approximately 29 grams of protein per 100 grams. Next up is a superfood from the microbial world, spirulina. This is a type of cyanobacteria that has existed on Earth for billions of years, with a protein content making up 60 to 70% of its dry weight. Spirulina is one of the most concentrated sources of protein on the planet. Notably, the protein in spirulina is highly bioavailable, meaning the body can absorb and utilize it very efficiently. But calling spirulina a nutrient factory is no exaggeration. Besides protein, it's a treasure trove of the antioxidant phycocyanin. This is the compound that gives spirulina its characteristic blue-green color. Phycocyanin is not just a pigment, it's a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory agent. It helps neutralize harmful free radicals, protecting cells from oxidative stress, one of the primary drivers of aging and chronic diseases. Boosting nitric oxide. Some research suggests that phycocyanin can help increase the body's production of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a critical signaling molecule that helps relax and widen blood vessels. Imagine your blood vessels are pipes. When they are widened, blood flows more easily, which helps lower blood pressure and improve the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. Rich in vitamins and minerals. Spirulina contains B vitamins, iron, copper, and manganese. Tips for use. Powder or tablet form. Spirulina is commonly available in powder or tablet form. The powder is more versatile for cooking. Add to smoothies. The easiest way to use spirulina powder is to add a teaspoon to your morning smoothie. Its vibrant green color will make your drink look very appealing. A note on taste. Spirulina has a very distinct, somewhat oceanic or seaweed-like flavor. If you're new to it, start with a very small amount, about 1/4 teaspoon, and gradually increase it to get accustomed to the taste. Pairing it with strongly sweet fruits like bananas or mangoes can help mask its flavor. 7. Hemp seeds, the perfect balance. Protein content. Approximately 35 grams of protein per 100 grams. Hemp seeds are another complete plant-based protein source. But what makes them so special and praised by nutrition experts is their perfect ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. Think of omega-6 and omega-3 as two switches that control inflammation in the body. Omega-6, found abundantly in refined vegetable oils and processed foods, tends to turn the inflammation switch on. Omega-3, found in fatty fish, flax seeds, and chia seeds, tends to turn it off. Both are necessary, but they need to be in balance. In the modern diet, we often consume far too much omega-6 and too little omega-3, leaving the inflammation switch almost permanently on, leading to a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation, the root of many diseases. From heart disease and arthritis to cognitive decline, hemp seeds have an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of about 3:1, which is considered the golden, ideal ratio for human health. Adding hemp seeds to your diet helps restore this balance, supporting a reduction in systemic inflammation, benefiting heart and brain health, and especially aiding in muscle recovery after exercise. Tips for use. Easy to use. Hemp seeds have a soft shell and a mild, nutty flavor. Similar to pine nuts, you can eat them raw without any preparation. Sprinkle on everything. Treat them like a nutritional seasoning. Sprinkle them on salads, cereals, oatmeal, yogurt, or stir-fries. Make seed milk. Blend hemp seeds with water to create a creamy, nutritious seed milk, with no need to strain the pulp. Hemp seed oil. Cold-pressed hemp seed oil is an excellent oil for making salad dressings or drizzling over food after it's cooked. Note that this oil should not be used for high-heat cooking as it has a low smoke point. 8. Seitan. The high-protein, wheat meat. Protein content. Approximately 39 grams of protein per 100 grams. Next is seitan, a food with a long history in the vegetarian cuisine of Buddhist monks in Asia. It's also known as wheat meat. Seitan is made by kneading wheat flour with water and then rinsing that dough under running water to wash away all the starch, leaving behind a chewy, protein-dense mass called gluten. The result is a food that is extremely high in protein and low in carbohydrates. With its chewy texture and excellent ability to absorb flavors, seitan is a very convincing meat substitute. A 2022 study cited in the video showed that older adults who supplemented with plant-based proteins like seitan maintained 21% more muscle mass than the control group. This indicates that wheat protein, when concentrated, is also highly effective in supporting muscle health. Important note: because seitan is made entirely from gluten, it is absolutely not suitable for people with celiac disease, an autoimmune disease triggered by gluten, or those with non-celiac gluten sensitivity. Tips for use. Versatile cooking. Seitan can be prepared in countless ways. Just like meat. Thinly sliced for stir-frying, cut into cubes for stewing, or grilled as a whole piece. Flavor sponge. Seitan is like a sponge. It absorbs the flavor of sauces and spices very well. Try marinating it in your favorite sauces like teriyaki, barbecue, or traditional stew seasonings. DIY at home. You can make seitan at home from flour or vital wheat gluten, which allows you to control the texture and flavor to your liking. 9. Parmesan cheese. The fast-digesting protein. Protein content. Approximately 42 grams of protein per 100 grams. In the penultimate spot is a delightful surprise: Parmesan cheese. We're talking about authentic Parmesan, Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy, a hard cheese aged for a minimum of 12 months, and sometimes up to 36 months or more. Its secret lies in this long aging process. During this time, natural enzymes in the milk act like diligent workers, breaking down the complex protein chains into shorter chains, peptides, and free amino acids. Imagine protein is a long pearl necklace. The aging process is like cutting that necklace into many shorter segments. When we eat it, our body doesn't need to expend as much effort to digest it, allowing for up to 30% faster and more efficient protein absorption compared to protein from regular meat. This is particularly beneficial for older adults, whose digestive systems may be less efficient. Furthermore, Parmesan is a rich and easily absorbable source of calcium and phosphorus, two indispensable minerals for building and maintaining a strong skeleton. It is also virtually lactose-free, as the lactose is converted during the fermentation and aging process, making it generally safe even for those with lactose intolerance. Tips for use. A little goes a long way. Parmesan has a very intense umami flavor. You don't need to use a lot. Just a small amount of grated cheese sprinkled over pasta, soups, risotto, or salads is enough to elevate the flavor and provide a significant protein boost. Eat it straight. Enjoy a small wedge of Parmesan with fruits like pears or a few drops of balsamic vinegar. Use the rind. Don't throw away the hard rind. Add it to your pot of soup or stew while it's simmering. It will release a delicious, savory flavor and nutrients into the dish. 10. Dried fish powder. The absolute protein champion. Protein content. Up to 63 grams of protein per 100 grams. And finally, our champion, the undisputed king of protein content, is dried fish powder. This is an ancient food preservation method used all over the world. From dried cod in Northern Europe to dried anchovies in Asia. By removing nearly all the water, dried fish concentrates an enormous amount of protein and other nutrients. The protein in fish is of high quality, containing all essential amino acids and being very easy to digest. A 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed dried cod powder daily increased their lean muscle mass by an impressive 19% in just 10 weeks. Furthermore, when fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or anchovies are dried, they concentrate their content of omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, the golden nutrients for heart health, reducing inflammation, and especially crucial for brain function, helping to maintain memory and cognitive sharpness. Fish powder made from small, whole fish, like anchovies, is also an incredibly rich natural source of vitamin D and calcium. Tips for use. Natural umami seasoning. Dried fish powder, especially from anchovies or shaved bonito flakes, katsuobushi from Japan, can be used as a natural seasoning to add a rich, savory, umami flavor to dishes. Replacing MSG, nutrient booster. Add a teaspoon or two of dried fish powder to porridge, soups, or stews to significantly boost their protein, calcium, and omega-3 content without drastically changing the texture of the dish. Make fish floss. This is a very popular and delicious way to use dried fish, which can be eaten with rice, porridge, or bread. Part 3. Building a protein-rich lifestyle, a practical guide. After discovering these 10 protein-packed superfoods, the next question is, how do we apply this knowledge to our daily lives effectively? GoldenWellGuide will provide you with a more detailed, practical guide. 1. How much protein do you really need each day? Previous general recommendations were often quite low. However, leading geriatric societies worldwide now agree that older adults need more protein. The current recommendation for healthy older adults is about 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, or about 0.45 to 0.55 grams per pound. Let's do a simple calculation. If a woman weighs 55 kilograms, about 121 pounds, her daily protein need would be 55 kilograms by 1.2 grams equals 66 grams of protein. If a man weighs 70 kilograms, about 154 pounds, his need would be 70 kilograms by 1.2 grams equals 84 grams of protein. If you have a chronic illness, especially an inflammatory condition, or are recovering from surgery or sickness, this need can increase to 1.5 grams per kilogram, 0.68 grams per pound. It is crucial to discuss this with your doctor or a registered dietitian to determine the exact number for your situation. 2. Divide and conquer. The art of protein distribution. This is one of the most important strategies. Let go of the habit of a light breakfast, a sparse lunch, and a huge dinner. As we discussed with anabolic resistance, an older adult's body needs a certain protein threshold at each meal to flip the muscle building switch. This threshold is thought to be around 25 to 30 grams of protein. If you eat 10 grams of protein for breakfast, 15 grams for lunch, and 40 grams for dinner, totaling 65 grams, you might only trigger muscle building once at dinner, but if you divide it evenly into about 22 grams per meal, you could trigger it 3 times a day. Breakfast. Approximately 25 grams protein. 1 6-ounce container of Greek yogurt. About 17 grams protein. Plus 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds. About 7 grams protein. Lunch. Approximately 30 grams protein. A 3.5-ounce, 100 grams, pan-seared chicken breast. About 31 grams protein, with a quinoa salad. Dinner. Approximately 25 grams protein. A 4-ounce, 120 grams, portion of braised tempeh. About 24 grams protein, with steamed vegetables. 3. A common myth. Will eating too much protein harm my kidneys? This is a very common concern. However, for individuals with normal, healthy kidney function, a high-protein diet, within the recommended range, is safe. This fear stems from the fact that patients who already have chronic kidney disease are advised to restrict protein to reduce the load on their kidneys. But this does not mean that protein causes kidney disease in healthy people. Our kidneys are designed to handle the byproducts of protein metabolism. However, drinking enough water is crucial to help the kidneys do their job efficiently. 4. The power of synergy. Protein and exercise. Protein is the bricks, and exercise, especially resistance training, like lifting light weights, using resistance bands, or bodyweight exercises like squats, is the signal for the construction crew. If you only supply bricks but no one is there to build, the wall cannot be erected. Exercise creates microscopic tears in muscle fibers. This is the signal that stimulates the body to use the protein you eat into to repair and rebuild those fibers, making them bigger and stronger. The combination of an adequate protein diet and regular exercise is the inseparable formula for fighting sarcopenia. 5. A sample day's meal plan. Let's imagine an ideal day of eating to optimize protein. 7 a.m. Breakfast. Oatmeal cooked with milk, with 1 scoop of dried fish powder, for protein and calcium, or 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds stirred in. Served with a banana. 10 a.m. Morning snack. A small container of plain Greek yogurt. 12:30 p.m. Lunch. A large salad with leafy greens. Cucumber. Tomatoes. 1/2 cup of cooked chickpeas. And 1/2 cup of cooked quinoa, dressed with a vinaigrette and sprinkled with pumpkin seeds. 4 p.m. Afternoon snack. A small handful of almonds and a small wedge of Parmesan cheese. 7 p.m. Dinner. A 5-ounce, 150 grams, pan-seared salmon fillet, rich in protein and omega-3s. Served with steamed broccoli and a small portion of mashed sweet potato. Before bed. A warm glass of milk. This plan not only provides adequate protein but also distributes it evenly throughout the day, while also being rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats. Conclusion. Friends, our journey to explore the power of protein comes to a close for today. GoldenWellGuide hopes that through these detailed insights, you have gained useful knowledge and inspiration to take more proactive and scientific care of your muscle health. Remember, maintaining strength isn't just about looking healthy, it's about enjoying a full life. Being able to move freely, to carry your own groceries, to play with your grandchildren, and to pursue your passions without being limited by physical weakness. Choosing protein-rich foods, especially the 10 champions we've named, is one of the smartest and most effective investments you can make in your future health, your independence, and your dignity in your later years. However, always remember that every body is unique. Before making any major changes to your diet, especially if you have underlying health conditions, you should consult with your doctor or a registered dietitian to get advice that is best suited to your personal health status. Thank you for taking the time to listen to such a long and in-depth podcast episode today. Don't forget to subscribe to GoldenWellGuide so you don't miss our next episodes. If you found this program helpful, please share it with your friends and family. because the gift of health knowledge is the most precious gift we can give one another. Goodbye, and see you on our next journey of health and wellness.